Hello and welcome to Cigar Box Guitars, aka the Dutchman in San Marcos. I am the DISM, and we're coming to you with another episode of the Total Wine Cigar Box Guitar. So let's get going. All right, so here we go. I got the clamps off. Remember last time I glued this down. I still got the toothpicks in here, as you can see. Got to cut those off. So we'll cut those off, and we'll get sanding on it. I'll set you up to see that of actually shaping this neck, because that's kind of the next thing. We got the holes drilled out. So I'll set it up to be able to sand the neck, and then I don't know if I'll get it done this time, but then we'll cut the fretboard to size and mark it, and maybe get them cut to put the frets in, but we'll see how it goes on the shaping this. I'll probably time lapse it all. I'll do some of it to show you how I do it, but not all of it. So let's get going. I'll get you over to the bench. There'll probably different shots up. There might be another. When I've been sanding and stuff, I've been wearing that mask, and I've been kind of doing it not in the worksite since I've got other stuff in here. So it might be an outside shot of doing that with the sander. So let me get you set up over here and we'll get going. Okay, so here we go. We got a shot of the bench. Let me get these guys cut off. Let me get a saw out here. So now that we did these toothpicks, we just need to cut them flush. It goes pretty easily. Those are our alignment tool. They just chop right off, and we can sand them down a little bit. I'll have to sand those. Let me get a file here. Actually, that one I can barely, there it is. We just sand it down just a touch. And this one here, just so it doesn't, I'm covering it up with the other fretboard, so just so it doesn't touch. So now we have to cut our fretboard, and I think I decided upon, I couldn't remember, I think I decided upon this one, or no, the other one. The other one had a little tighter grain. Yeah, this one had a tighter grain. So when I mark it, I'm gonna mark the frets on this side, because when I put it in the saw, it'll come out on this side here. So we want to leave a little amount for the nut. And we'll put a little nut right in there. This one actually has warp. So let's mark this guy. I'm just gonna cover it to the end, because as you can see, I don't really need it to overlap. So we'll come in like that. Can't find my pencil here. I had a pencil out here, now I can't find it. Shoot. I kept trying to put it in the drawer so I would have it. Now I can't find it. Here, let me pause you a minute so I can find my pencil. All right, there we go. It was on the floor. What I did was I moved a lot of my bench, the bench I had over here, which you can't see. I moved it over the other side of the workshop. So there's been a lot of moving going on. So let's mark. I'm gonna mark this part here first, the nut. And I need my other glasses. Hang on a minute. I'm like, why can't I see this stuff? There we go. So I'm going to mark this where the nut would be. So we'll put that right there. That'll give us room for a nut. And then I'm going to mark this right here. So that'll be our fretboard from here to here. So we'll get that cut. That'll be our fretboard from here to here. And now, let's get, got all kinds of crud here on my, I don't use this template too much, but when I do, I've gotten it all junked up, but we'll get this stuff off. So this is my fretboard scale, and what I'll do is the nut would be right here, so that'll take us down to about here. So I can use, I might add a few more frets. How would that work? But I've got, this is 17 frets. So we'll flip this over and do the fret marks on this side. That way when I run them through my little saw, the saw will come through this way. I just have to follow these up on top. And I'll show you what I do. So that's 17 frets. seeing a shadow. I don't want to throw too much light on here because then you guys can't see it, but it's actually causing me not to be able to see my pencil marks because they're light. Actually, I think I need to sharpen this. No wonder I can't see it. I need a pencil sharpener. Let me pause this. Let me pause. Okay, now we're back. I actually had these new pencils. I had to sharpen it. And I don't know who was running the chainsaw out there. I went out there to look. I didn't see anybody, so it's kind of weird. But anyways, let's get back to marking these frets. My other pencil wasn't making a mark. So anything that I marked, we're just gonna start over. Because I can't see my marks. So that'll go right there. Like, no wonder I couldn't see, because I couldn't see my marks. Oh wait, or did I go this way? Yeah, I went this way. I went this way. You gotta get these lines right, because this is gonna be the fretting. And you don't want to get it wrong. We're in the dark now. And we'll get that cut off. So now we can, now we got it all marked so we can cut it. So let me cut that off quick. Sorry about that. I've been having more trouble with things here. Can't try to get the saw to work. Like I said, I've moved stuff around. So here we go. So now I got it all marked. So we'll cut those frets out. They'll actually go on this side. So we'll cut them on the saw and they'll cut this side. I use the lines this way. So let me double check those. You know what? They all look off. So I might have to remark those. But let me get set up to sand this thing so I can show you how that goes. But I always can mark it on this side and do the opposite. So somehow when I set this down, they're not all lining up. So we'll revisit that. So let me get you set up on the other saw outside to show you, or sander to show you how to shape this. So I'll be right back. Okay, so there we have it. You saw the sanding of the neck. As you can tell, it's starting to get there, but I got a little further. I got more to do. It takes time. This maple is so hard. It doesn't sand and shape really quick. You got to keep going over and over it. So I'll spare you the length of how long it takes to sand, and just go and say that, yeah, like I got to keep sanding and sanding. That's the thing about sanding. I might try my new little triangular sander too after doing the belt sander, but the belt sander gets it nice and smooth and round. It cuts that sharp edge off, so it gets it nice and smooth and easier to handle. So that'll be it. I hope you're watching. Give any comments, any suggestions on how to sand that easier. I'm always open for that. So that'll be it for this week, and we'll see you next Saturday, same time, same bat station, and have a great week.